Welcome back to WKBP, your weather knowledge broadcast program, and I'm your meteorologist, Noah Burgess, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the recent forms of precipitation that we've been seeing around your neck of the woods, and the formation behind these weather conditions. Andrew, how's the rain looking out there?
Alright, so today we'll be talking about rain. Most common people consider rain as any falling droplet of liquid water. However, to become the greatest weatherman on earth, like me, you need to know that diameter of the water droplets must be 0.5 millimeters or more in order to consider it rain. Anything under this is considered drizzle. Most drizzle falls from stratus clouds, and in order for this phenomenon of rain to occur, every drop of rain must have a condensation nuclei for water vapor particles to attach to it. Two examples of clouds that rain can occur from are nimbostratus and cumulonimbus clouds. Occasionally, the humidity can even be too low to cause the evaporation amongst the falling rain. Droplets never reach the surface. A cloudburst is also a shower with excessive heavy rain, along with the possibility of hail and thunder. This may often cause eroding, especially flooding, as the rain falls heavily in a short period of time. And after rainstorms, the visibility actually improves because the precipitation removes suspended particles in the atmosphere, so you're able to see more clearly.
On a slightly chillier side of things, we got Caitlin in the midst of a blizzard. There's no doubt she's enjoying her time in the unexpected snowfall.
Snow is probably the most common form of precipitation, is probably the most fun to interact with. But we never stop and wonder how it gets here in the first place. It starts forming in cold clouds where there's an abundance of water droplets, hundreds of thousands for each ice crystal to be exact. Water vapor molecules easily escape from the water droplets and stick to the solid ice crystals. As these ice crystals collide with other crystals, they stick together and form snowflakes. Every snowflake's shape is determined by the exact temperature and moisture conditions around it as it forms and falls to the ground. Most snow will melt and become rain before it hits the ground, but if the air is unsaturated and the wet bulb temperature is at or below freezing, then the snow will continue to the ground as snow. A form of snow that many of us will recognize is called flurries. These are light, intermittent showers of snowflakes that will result in light accumulations. They often come from developing cumulus clouds.
Sleet is a mixture of rain and snow and is a kind of winter precipitation. Sleet is formed when liquid raindrops and a layer of warm air above the surface fall into a layer of freezing air hugging the ground. If the freezing air is not thick enough, the raindrop becomes freezing rain. If the freezing air layer is thick enough, the raindrop becomes an ice pellet, also called sleet. Sleet begins as rain from nimbostratus clouds. These clouds also produce snow. Sleet falls as a tiny, hard pieces of ice. Sleet is not the same as hail because hail falls straight from the clouds and is much heavier than sleet. Sleet is so light that it often bounces after hitting a hard object.
Breaking news. Hailstorm has found its way over Columbia and is causing damage.
Hail is frozen rain that falls from cumulonimbus clouds. It is formed during thunderstorms when updrafts are very strong and they're able to carry water droplets above the freezing line. Hailstones can continue to increase in size as additional droplets form to it until eventually it gets too heavy and it'll fall from the cloud. Hail is severe if it has a diameter of 1 inch or greater. It is controversially considered precipitation because it provides no positive effect on the environment. Hail, depending on the size and falling speed, can cause serious damage to plant life and property, as well as injuries to humans or wildlife as well. It is estimated that in the United States, hail results in hundreds of millions of dollars in damage annually.
2 hours later.
Freezing rain doesn't explain much of the origin of this slick bastard. Actually, freezing rain starts as a snowflake falling from a cloud. Once it falls into a layer with above freezing temps, it melts, forming a raindrop. As the raindrop is still falling from the sky, it drops into a shallow, below freezing layer near the surface, and it doesn't have time to freeze. As the drop collides with the object that is below freezing, spreads out and freezes instantly. That's freezing rain.